Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So a while ago we made a video around the Airsoft Albert.W Samurai Edge pistol from Resident Evil. And we all know I'm a bit of a fan of the Res Evil games, and I'm also a fan of Airsoft, and I may have a few Airsoft Res Evil type pistols. But we really wanted to add this one to our collection, but unfortunately by the time I got round to being able to buy things and stuff like this pistol was no longer made, it was no longer available, and as I showed in the early video, the cost of these pistols is rather expensive now. I think when it first came out it retailed at like £400-500, depending where you are obviously in the world, but for over here it was about £400-500, and they go for anything between £1,400 and £4,000 whenever I've seen them on sale, if you're lucky to see one on sale. So I set out on a project and I decided I was going to try and recreate that. We found a kit from 33-3D, which I've just discovered recently is no longer available on their website, which was a bit of a shame because I thought it was a pretty decent kit. And all you could do is add it onto an Airsoft M9 pistol. And it was specifically designed to work with the WE version of the Samurai Edge. So what I did is I took both pistols, a chrome and a black one, I combined them, put the kit on it, and you know what? We got a pretty decent replica. It wasn't perfect, I absolutely know that. There was a few little issues, I had to rework some things to make it a bit more appeasing for me. But I thought, all in all, having a bit of fun, doing a kind of project on YouTube, it was good fun. And you know what? I had a pretty cool pistol. Well, I got very lucky recently because I actually managed to come across an official Tokyo Marui Samurai Edge Albert Wesker 01 model pistol. And I got it for a hell of a good price. I pretty much found someone who had one. They were selling it. They'd opened it, they've never used it, it was practically brand new. You know, the box has a few like just minor scuffs on it. I mean, just like from where it's been sat on the floor or put up against the wall. But other than that, it was pristine and inside pristine, and I managed to get it for pretty much its original price, which is an absolute bargain. So there's the box. So I was going to originally do a bit of an unboxing and a comparison, but I actually went a little bit further, and that's why this video is going to be in such a different format to the one I originally made, because I started filming the unboxing, I started filming the comparison between the old pistol and the new pistol, and whilst I were doing this, I kind of realised I had a massive opportunity here. So you may have seen one of my other videos where I basically 3D designed and printed the grenade launcher for the Aliens pulse rifle. And I thought to myself, because I've been doing a lot of 3D printing and designing and tweaking and editing files, I thought, well, could I replicate it? Could I replicate the 33 3D kit, which is no longer available? More importantly, could I make it better? So this video is going to go through the unboxing of the Tokyo Marui official Samurai Edge Albert Wesker pistol. It's going to show the comparison to the one we made last time. But it's also going to show you the version I've made myself. So I started off with a few versions, worked my way through it, and after a while, I actually found, and I think I've pretty much cloned the Tokyo Marui style kit and made something that's compatible with WE Airsoft pistols. And I'm really happy with it. And that's why this video's took so long to come out. So I do apologise. I'm going to stop waffling. I'm going to talk you through and show you what I've been doing. What it looks like inside is this. So absolutely brilliant. It is pristine, no scratches or nothing. And you know what? Really happy with this. It just looks fecking awesome. But now that I add this, I can now look at this kit and compare it with the others. So that was the one I originally made using the 33 3D kit from the last video. And you know, it does look good. It is quite a close comparison. But when I started to compare them to each other, there were some real noticeable differences. So that's the actual kit you get from 33 3D, minus the little adapter in the middle. That's something you have to get. But when I started to compare the pieces, I was very surprised and almost disappointed with the 33 3D kit, if I'm very honest. So straight away, you can see the Tokyo Marui one on the right and the 33 3D on the left. And the shape is drastically different. Now, because I didn't have the original, I didn't have anything to go by, so it just looked kind of cool. But the shape on it is totally different. You know, whereas that one's more rectangle with smaller curves, the other one's got these really big, like almost over-exaggerated slopes. So that's where I started getting the idea of, well, could I create and edit a file to make one better with the lower? So obviously they made it designed to be clamped onto the WE pistol. So you got the Tokyo Marui one on the left, and as you can see, the torch is very, very different. You can see the 33-3D on the right. And that's, you know, they've done a good job recreating the torch, I'll be honest with you. It's a shame it was a very low quality light, but the shape of it was pretty good. And as you can see, one can stand up unassisted and the other can't. But when you look at the actual frame for the 33D one, they did do a decent job. You know, they did replicate the groove in it, but they didn't really replicate the top of it. It's more of just a rounded edge that just goes over. And I was thinking, well, maybe I can do something better. But, you know, all in all, apart from the size being a little bit bigger, it was a good imitation, is the best way to say it. That's the pistols side by side. So you've got the Tokyo Marui one on the left with the rail at the bottom, and you've got the WE one I made from two of them on the left. Now, obviously, apart from the rail difference, they do look really good, but I did notice the colour of the handles did stand out a little bit different. I think the TM one, the colours are a bit more vibrant. Doesn't take away from the quality, honestly, I love them both. You can notice that the hammer on the pistols are different. Obviously, that's because I've just taken it from two standard ones, whereas that one's a custom built. But all in all, side by side, with the exception of the rail, they look pretty good. So anyway, I went away and started tweaking. So the first thing I did is, you notice the stand. So that's a stand I found online. And I thought to myself, well, actually, could I edit that to have the pistol and the magazines for storage and display purposes? So I re-edited it. And I managed to, as you can see, I've extended the base. I've added two holders that allow you to put two magazines for the pistol in, and it holds it all together. And I was dead happy with that. So I've actually printed one of them for every single Resident Evil Samurai Edge I have now, which you might see later. But yeah, as you can see there, the pistol stand holds two magazines, holds the pistol, displays it pretty well, and looks pretty cool. So I'm dead happy with that. But you can see why everything's took me so long, because I kept going away. Now, putting the kit onto the TM one, the actual rail underneath at the bottom, it's just got this little sliding clip that locks it in place. And it's so easy compared with the 33D one. You just slide it onto the bottom of the pistol, whereas with the 33D one, you had to screw and clamp it on. But yeah, slide it on. Easy when you're not holding a camera. But as you can see, it slides on, clips on, and done. That allows you to attach a suppressor, a tracer, whatever you want, really. The torch, it's not a quick one. You have to just adjust the screw, put it on, screw it on, which when you do, looks like that. You know what? It looks cool. I do love it. And you'll notice on the front of the actual rail adapter, there's like a little umbrella logo, which I thought was pretty cool. Something that wasn't on the 33-3D one. All in all, the pistol looks pretty cool like that, and, you know, easily skirmishable. It's got a nice stable thread adapter, and then for the quick detach suppressor, you simply screw it on. Once you've screwed it on, there's a little lever at the bottom, which I'll show you in a second. You just flick it down, then you just push it up, which gets rid of that gap I hated in the original. Click it on, and boom, look at that. Absolutely flush with it, absolutely solid. And it just looks an absolute beast. I absolutely love it. And you can see there from that one, that was the 33-3D kit after I modified it to get rid of that big gap. And I had to like butcher another piece of the kit I had, screw it on, glue it on. And it did look good. And in comparison, you know, side by side, they do look pretty close. Taking it off is super simple. You just drop that down and then unscrew it. And as you can see, it's just so simple to adjust on and off. It's brilliant. Absolutely loved that. I'm really happy with it, and it looks great in the collection. Looking at it, I totally love that one. And like I say, I thought to myself, right, what can I do? Let's see if I can clone it. So I started designing. The first version I came up with looked something like this. So I found a suppressor file online that I edited a little bit. And that was the one, and you can see it's a similar design to the 33-3D one, but the edges are very exaggerated. The actual frame itself was pretty big and bulky. I edited that in a way that I built that up from a clamp for an M9 rail, then I built the frame and trimmed things away, added pieces to it. The compensator, sorry, the rail adapter I made was massive, yeah? So you're looking at like that one for the TM, my version was about that big. To be fair, I was building it from scratch, yeah, initially. I then tried designing a second version, which was the same style, but I made it and I mirrored the 33 3D clamping process. So I cut the part away so that you would put it together and then screw it together. But as you can see, there's a few gaps and it's not quite perfect. Being honest with you, it didn't work. So what I did then is I created a third version. So this one, I refined it, I made it a lot smoother, but it was still very, very chunky. I then started working on a fourth version, which was, instead of it basically clamping on to the rail, it clipped on using the little release on the side of the pistol that helps you take the slide off. It was designed to push and clamp over that. That's what the little cutout is on the right side of it. But once again, it was still very, very big. So I went back to the drawing board, and this was after all my experience working on the Airsoft project. So my 3D editing skills had improved. The top one, you can see there, that was the first quick detach suppressor I made, but I made it wrong. I was trying to make it, and as you can see here, so the top of it, as you can see, basically doesn't have the right grooves. I just made indents, but then I realized actually no, it's actually sunk in a little bit. So the bottom one, which is black and silver, is actually more like the actual quick detach suppressor on the Tokyo Marui, and I even got the shaping of it right. And then when you compare both of them side by side, apart from the second silver bit being a bit further up, I've got it the same size, same dimensions. I just needed to adjust that little silver bit there. And yes, I haven't painted the front of it silver. Like I say, this was what I was working on. That's why it's took me so long. But even the rail, you can see, looks a lot closer to the Tokyo Marui one. I've made it the same dimensions. The top of it, I haven't quite mastered, but I've got it so it just clips onto the pistol. So that was the version 1 of the new Tokyo Marui style one I was trying to clone. The detach suppressor itself is brilliant because it just screws on, and then I've nicked the style of Novrich where theirs has a little screw to clamp the thread. So once it gets tight enough, you just tighten up the bolts and it just clamps it a little bit. And, you know, because I can't replicate the mechanism from the Tokyo Marui one, but it works really well. So anyway, I went away and started redesigning the rail. So this is where I started to try and change the top of it to actually match the lower and the TM one. You can even see I've added my own little Res Evil umbrella logo to the front. So I just found the umbrella logo, shrunk it down, stuck it on the front. Couldn't make it countersunk like the one on the TM version, but this is going to be my version. I edited the rails at the top just to try and make it look similar dimension-wise to the Tokyo Marui one. But what I really wanted to do is replicate that bit at the top. So I got pretty close in the whole dimensions and how it goes over the end of the barrel. But where it curves round, I wanted to try and replicate the actual indentations and the shape and even the style to make it as close to the TM version as I could. So I went away to work on it a bit more. So the next version is this one. And this one, as you can see there, I've actually replicated the style of the top of the rail adapter on the TM one, where I've got the indents, I've got the shaping, it's got the umbrella logo on the front, it clips on, so you're not having to screw it on and off. And it was a good fit. So I then started working on everything together. So as you can see, that was just all the versions put together with the first suppressor, the second one, the original one, the improved one. And you can see the comparison difference between them straight away. It looks so much better with the one I've made. That looks very, very close to the actual Tokyo Marui one. So putting that all together, sticking it on the WE pistol, that is what you get. So as you can see there, that is extremely close to the Tokyo Marui version. and it doesn't have to clamp around and screw on. It can be removed just by pressing the slide release, pulling it off. Not, you know, not the same as the Tokyo Marui, but the same style mechanism. And this bottom bit, you may notice, for the LAM unit, I didn't recreate that. What I found was an actual laser aim module unit, and I found this one on AliExpress for about 30 to 40 pounds, and it is as close to the Tokyo Marui one, and it is as close to the one from the pistol as you can see, and it is super bright, unlike the Tokyo Marui one. Apologies if I blinded you, but it's even got a working laser, which is fantastic. So it's a fully working LAM unit, which just completes it. And when you compare it to the Tokyo Marui one, you can see the style is extremely close. I haven't found anything as close to it. And then when you look side by side, you know, you can see how close it is. I've even replicated where it comes around the iron sight at the top of the rail of the pistol, and then the LAM units side by side. As you can see, they are extremely similar. You know, not 100%, but the shape, the position laser, where the screws are, the overall size of it is very, very similar. So I actually bought a second one of them, so I can put that on the Tokyo Marui one as well, because I actually think it's better. Don't get me wrong, the Tokyo one's brilliant, but it is just a cheap LED, and it doesn't have a laser, whereas that one is a fully functioning light with laser. But side by side, they look pretty good. Yeah, I think I've done an absolute great job there cloning and making it as close to the original as possible, which is fantastic. But yeah, I think it's really good. It looks very, very similar. And then I thought to myself, well, I've got the gun, I've got the kit, but I don't have a box. So this is what I made. So as you can see here, I've got the Res Evil umbrella logo. So that was a file I found online. 3D printed it, painted it up. And this gun case that was gifted to me by one of my fellow airsofters, Diesel Blue. She didn't have a need for it, so she gave it me. And I was like, oh, that's going to be perfect for a pistol. It's been sat in my workshop for a year. And then it's like, actually, this case is perfect for what I need. So I painted that up, as you can see, stuck it on, and then I got to work on the insides using some foam, some layered foam that you can cut and trim to make the inserts for the pistol. That's what it looks like compared to the Tokyo Marui one. You can see I've even added a little badge because I had a bit of room. The kit box was a little bit bigger, so I found a 3D printed stars badge, printed that off, painted it, threw it in there, because I think it looks pretty cool. Now, it probably looks a little rough, but when you put the pistol and that in, as you can see, I've even tried to replicate the layout for the actual pistol, and it is brilliant. But one thing I decided to do, so as you can see there, I'm just showing the Tokyo Marui's umbrella logo. I decided to paint mine. I put my own little flair on this. This was my project. I've designed it. That's my little flair on it. So I painted it just so it stands out. Now, the thread, you do need a thread adapter. If you can find a 14 to 14mm thread adapter to go in, that brilliant. But I found a 3D printed one. But if you can find a metal one, it's much better. But yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. You may notice the black nail as I'm putting things away. That's from where I got shot. It's gone now. That's how long it's been. It's how long it's grown out. How long we've been working on this. But side by side, they look pretty cool. I'm really happy with that. You know, so not only have I got one, but, you know, a little bit like the Airsoft project I did for the pulse rifle. I started off with one, I ended up with two. I've now got the original TM one, and I've got my WE version. Now, I'm kind of curious, which one do you think looks better? Yeah? Obviously, I know the original is the better one, but it would be great if you said mine looks better. You know, I think mine looks pretty good. I think the chrome on my pistol looks a bit better than the Tokyo Marui one, if I'm honest. But I do like the colour and styling on the grip of the Tokyo Marui one better than the WE one. It just seems to stand out a bit more. But, you know what? I can't wait to add these to my collection. And in my first video for this, I showed you my Res Evil pistol collection. It may have grown since then, because it was quite a while ago I made that video. So, you know what? I thought I'd give you a sneak peek of guns, the cases, and the new additions to the collection. And there you go. As you can see there, the collection has grown quite a bit. We've got the cases at the back. I've even managed to get hold of a Res Evil 4 pistol, but as you can see from the left, I've got STI Eagle 6.0. If you remember that one, that was from another video project we did recently where we recreated it using a high cap pistol, and I designed a 3D rail and recreated the STI Eagle 6.0. Then from there, you've got the WE, basically it's the WE version of the Sentinel 9, because I couldn't get the Sentinel 9. You can see there the Res Evil 4 pistol from the remake. And then you've got the case it came with, a custom case that holds the thing in magazines. You've got all the Samurai Edges, you've got Barry Burns, you've got Jill's, you've got the Chrome one, you've got the one I've made, the WE one, and then you've got the Tokyo Maru one that, at the time of this video, is nice and safely in the box to keep it safe and pristine, but it's actually now out on the shelf with the others. I didn't have a stand for it at the time, but I do now, because printing all these parts takes some time. But yeah, altogether, the Res Evil pistol collection is going. What I don't have is a Lightning Hawk, you know, the Desert Eagle Lightning Hawk. That is something I'm hoping to get hold of, but they're always out of stock or once again being sold for stupid money. So unless I get some stupid money, I'll add it to the collection, which, as you can see, is getting pretty big now. It's had a lot of changes since the last time I think anyone saw the collection in a video, but I am happy with it, and I'm happy with the collection. And they all get used, with the exception of the Tokyo Maru one. I've not used that in gameplay. I'm not risking damaging that. I don't care. It's a collection piece. It's going to stay on the wall for me, and I'm happy for it to stay there. You know, I don't want to risk damaging it, if I'm absolutely honest. But my WE one, I can absolutely use that one, because worst thing that happens there, oh no, my 3D thing gets broke. Print a new one. But that is going to be the end of the video. So I really hope you've enjoyed this little journey. I hope you've enjoyed seeing how it can be done. And you know what? I suppose if you set your goal on something within Airsoft, you know, it's achievable. Yeah, it's amazing what you can make. It's amazing what you can build. It's amazing what you can buy. But you know what? Sometimes if you can't buy it, make it. But that is it from me. Thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed this little update and kind of unboxing video. And please don't forget to hit that like button. It costs you absolutely nothing, and it really does help the channel. And if you're new to the channel and you've liked what you've seen, please consider subscribing. Once again, that costs you absolutely nothing. It's a click of a button on your screen, on your phone, on your tablet, wherever you're watching this, but it is absolutely priceless to me and really helps the channel. I have other Airsoft content on the channel where I do some builds, some tutorials, some showcases. I also have a lot of Airsoft content I've been uploading, filming that with a 360 camera, which is quite unique because that means you control the camera. That's right. So you see the game from my point of view, but you can move the camera in any direction you want. You can look what's behind me, above me, below me. You control the action, basically. So I've got some of them, but I also do a lot of gaming videos because I do stream on Twitch. So if you are a gamer as well as an Airsoft, feel free to check it out. And if you like it, like I say, don't forget to hit those like buttons and definitely don't forget to subscribe. But that is it from me. Hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.